You may be asking yourself, Jordan, is the title of your video true? Well, I don't know, is it? Time has passed since the last vlog, and as I am currently filming this the day that it comes out, I can tell you one thing. Yes, a lot has changed. Something that I have discovered that I think personally works a lot better for me is the fact that immersion does a lot better than apps do. Something that every app I've mentioned, and obviously not wholly bad or anything like that, is that apps like Busuu, Drops, Duolingo, all these different apps are very either game-like or school-like. And you may be asking yourself, well, Jordan, you're learning something. It should be like school or fun like a game. Well, yes, it should. No, it shouldn't. I don't know about the rest of my English speaker friends. But we learn the English language by exposing ourselves, by living in an English-speaking country like America, or if you're in England, like in England, or in Australia, or, other countries. If you were born in France, you didn't grow up and then suddenly start speaking French once you start taking French classes, I knew how to speak English before I got to grammar and vocab and reading comprehension and all that kind of stuff. Those classes give tools to get better, sure, to function in like reading books, like, oh, what is the focus of the sentence? But I think we all grasp that idea before we even get to that point of having to learn it. If you tell a kid, oh, the ball is red, and then they're old enough to understand what you mean by what's the focus of the sentence, they're probably going to be, oh, the ball. Duh. Like, I don't know. There's a certain level of understanding that comes naturally when you learn a language. So, you may be asking yourself, are we moving to a different language to absorb in the culture and absorb in the language? Yes. No. But there's subtle things that you can do. Something that I have done is my phone's language is now set to Espanol. I struggle a lot. There's a lot of words that I know now, sure, but I never would have learned through an app like Duolingo or like Drops or like Busuu or any of those other apps. I might be mistaken. I'm trying to do everything from memory. I don't want to look at my phone, but if I'm saving a photo from a chat, right? Guardar, I believe is to save. And I would never have known that, and I may not know it, but I never would have known that if it wasn't for the fact that I switched my phone's language to Spanish. I see reloj a lot more now because I have my clock app as a widget on my phone. So there's a lot of different things that I never would have really understood until I got that point. Immersion is the natural way we learn our native tongue. We hear our parents talk it. We hear, shows in it. We are exposed to books and readings, that kind of stuff, as we learn to read and we learn to understand. Before we learn English, we have no understanding of what any of these words means. We pick it up as we go. And we gain understanding as we go. Not by having it translated from English to baby talk, that's not how that works. I'm reading comics on webtoons in Spanish, and I have Anki on my computer, and I'm making cards and flashcards, that kind of stuff. If I don't know a word, I translate it, I put it there, but I'm reading it, and already from the basic stuff I know from like Duolingo and Drops and all that kind of stuff, I have a basic understanding of what the story is, and I'm learning. I feel like I'm absorbing it. I'm being immersed in it, as the saying goes. And it's cool because you learn a lot. And the same thing with watching shows and movies in your target language. It's so cool to be able to watch and just get it. You don't have to worry about, oh, okay, you know, how do you say that? You know, obviously there comes a time where you have to learn how to pronounce and say things and be able to speak it, but to be able to understand it and learn it and talk and do all of that is a lot of fun. But I figure instead of doing a new topic, kind of do a follow-up topic on the last video. I think it's really cool and important for everyone to know that it's not always about the apps, even though the last video was literally all about the apps. One more thing is that Duolingo and Drops and most other apps that focus on language turns everything into a game. Keep your streak, blah blah blah, you know, and there's times where it's like 12.98. What? 12.58. And I'm freaking out trying to keep my streak on Duolingo because I haven't done it yet that day. Language shouldn't become a pressure. It should become something fun. If you love to draw and you're trying to learn French, watch drawing tutorials in French. Watch art videos in French. If you're really into sewing and you're trying to learn Finnish, watch sewing videos from Finland. You know, like there's different things you can do to be able to absorb the language, and plus you're already familiar with the topic, you can learn and you can pick up things. Plus dictionaries help. Google Translate is not the best thing on the planet, but it can do a word or two and you can get the context of it. There's a word when you're saving a photo, and there's three options. The top option, at least on my phones, is reenviar. And I'm like, God, what does that mean? And I looked up on Google Translate, it's like send to or to send. I'm like, I don't remember ever seeing that as an option. And I'm like, oh, it's to forward a message. It's to forward the picture. So there's instances where the translation on Google may not be the best translation, but if you know the context, you can be like, oh, this is how that would be said. I don't know. Immersion is really cool. It's enjoyable. I love comics. I love drawing. I love doing all that kind of stuff. I love superhero movies. It's just all about that incorporating, man. It's all about figuring it out what you like. It's all about doing what you love. And you're going to be good. You're going to be okay. So, anyway, that's it. And I guess this has kind of been my outro. But as far as obligatory outros go, like it if you did. Subscribe if you want to. Don't forget to hit the bell because I do 2 videos a week. Nothing on Monday. Wednesdays at 5, Saturdays at 11, and I post twice a week. It's hard. It's tough. It's a lot of work, but I love it. I truly do love it. So I don't care. I don't care at all. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.